This is how to make a lacquer box. These are the dimensions that you will need to use. You're going to want to make one of these pieces and two of these.
Start out with the first blueprint and make a rectangle that is 355 millimeters by 100 millimeters. After you have drawn out your dimensions, cut out the shape. Your first rectangle should look like this.
After that, you're going to want to make a 10mm border inside the rectangle you have just cut. Your border should look like this when you are done. Now you're going to want to mark an L on your left side and an R on your right side just for reference. On the left side, you're going to want to make a line 90mm from the 10mm hemline. Now from the right, you want to make a line 45mm from the 10mm hemline on the right. After that, you're going to need to make 45-degree notches on each of the four corners, making sure that they cross where the 10mm hemlines intersect. Next, you want to make 4 more 45-degree notches on both sides of the two lines you previously created. Now cut out all 8 notches that you just drew in. Use a right angle shear to make these cuts. Now bend both lines that are drawn horizontally 10mm from the top and bottom to a 90-degree bend.
Use a bar folder to make this bend.
Use a bench handbrake to make a 90-degree angle at your 45 and 90mm lines. Your first piece should now look like this.
Now moving on to the other two pieces. Cut out 2 pieces of sheet metal 100mm by 200mm, just like this. Write an L on the left and an R on the right for reference. Next, make a 4mm notch at each bottom corner. Then on the left side, make a mark at 45mm and 55mm. At the top of the piece, make a 10mm hemline stretching from left to right. On that hemline, from the top left, make a mark at 45mm and 55mm. Connect those with the other 45 and 55 marks you just made. Next, cut out the metal that is shaded in blue. Use a right angle shear to complete this process. After you marked up and cut out both pieces, they should look like this. Make sure you mirror one piece. You'll know why later. Use the bar folder to make your 10mm hems. Twist the red knob till the blue line barely shows, then twist the sheet metal over to the other side to make the mirrored piece. Now, pat down the hems so that they are flat with the sheet metal. You should only have 2 hems, one angled and one at the top. The finished product should look like this. Now take your other piece and line up the blue line to where it barely shows. Make sure to not flip this one. Make sure you flatten out the hems too. Your pieces should mirror each other, just like this.
On the bottom of your first piece, make 2 marks 40 millimeters towards the middle away from the corners. Mark 2 more points 20 millimeters away from the corners on your right side. Mark 1 more point in the center of your left side. Repeat these steps on the opposite side of your piece. Use a prick punch on each of the points prior to drilling each hole. Use a 1/8 drill bit to drill out all of these points. Use a Dremel to deburr the inside of all of your holes. Spot weld your side panels to your main piece to keep your locker box intact while you rivet it together.
Now drill through the holes you just created to make holes on the side panels, making way for rivets. Next, use your 40 psi rivet gun to rivet all the holes, making the panels connect. Once you are done, your piece should look something like this.